My name is Maggie Craig. I'm a third-year Management Information Systems major, and I serve as Culture Night Director for the Filipino Student Association. I wrote the script and co-directed our film, May Ipagmamalaki. So May Ipagmamalaki, well, it means something to be proud of. And I really chose this theme because the Filipino community is so full of pride in our identity. And so I really wanted to honor that.
So FCN stands for Filipino Culture Night, and it's essentially a night where we celebrate Filipino culture, and it's a night where we invite all of our family and friends together and enjoy live performances. We also showcase bits and clips of our film throughout the night.
The FCN movies served as a way to just segue the performances that happened during Culture Night. But I feel like last year really just marked the start of having the movies be more of a front runner during Filipino Culture Night. That not only would they serve as a segment in between these performances, but they would also serve as the full theme of the night. And so I wanted to take the project to a whole new level. And I think it really paid off this year.
My name is Matt Craig. I'm a second-year biomedical physiology major, and in the movie I played AJ DeMonahan. He's kind of this awkward guy. He's kind of all over the place, not knowing who he thinks he should be as a Filipino American. But in the end of the movie, he finds out that he is Filipino American regardless of the things that he does or the things that he knows about being Filipino.
My name is Isa Constantino. I play Clarice Rosales in May Ipagmamalaki. Clarice is an international student. She's an exchange student from the Philippines. She's popular, she's pretty, she sings, but underneath that, we learn that she's actually pretty lonely. You know, when people are asked about her, they'll say, oh, she's nice, she sings really well, she's cool, but when you ask about more, they're kind of at a loss.
My name is Joshua Achu. I'm a third year studying cognitive science, and I'm also FSA's traditional dance director. Kyle is the best friend of AJ. He is his man in the corner. He sees how goofy the guy can be sometimes, but he's always there to support AJ no matter what. AJ's actual person in real life, Matt, I see him as a good friend, and so when it came to being a good friend to him on screen too, I think I was able to do that pretty well.
My name is Carla May Miranda. I'm a third year here at UGA. I'm an exercise science major, and I play Maria Navarro in this year's film. My first impressions of Maria was that she's that typical Filipino mom. She works in healthcare, specifically as a nurse, which we see a lot. Also, just the way that she cares for her children. Maria wants most for her son to just feel secure within his cultural identity and just to be confident within himself. She just wants him to know that he has family from the Philippines, and because of that, that culture will always be a part of who he is.
I started writing a year ago, and it kind of just occurred to me naturally. I really wanted to bring that Disney Channel original movie vibe to this film. Growing up, I didn't see a lot of Filipino representation in those movies, especially rom-coms, all those fun movies. And so I wanted to use that genre and take it to this big screen during Filipino Culture Night.
My name is Dylan Tejano. I'm a second-year Entertainment Media Studies and Marketing student, and I also serve as the media director for UGA FSA. When I first read the script, it was back almost a whole year before FCN. Maggie said, hey Dylan, I finished the FCN script. I was like, this is crazy. I have this script and I'm not gonna touch this till January of the next year. So I read it for the first time. I was like, dang, Maggie did a really good job with this.
When we first did the read-through of the movie, my first thought was that Maggie did an absolutely wonderful job. It was equal parts, funny and touching and romantic and coming of age, and hearing everyone read their lines, I knew that everyone was so dedicated and everyone was passionate and really good. So I had a feeling that it would come out well.
My first thought was, the audience is gonna love this. There are just so many scenes that I was so excited to film because of how funny it was to read them in the table read.
When I read the pee scene in the script, I really had no idea how we were gonna make it work. I wasn't prepared for water to run down my legs in front of like 20 people.
We goofed around so much. There was times where we'd have to redo takes and whatnot because we were making each other laugh. We really became close because of, being in the movie together and portraying those roles.
We were always laughing, and we always had a smile on our faces. Even when we had a very serious scene, there was always something to look forward to, always something to smile about, because we knew that we were telling a really valuable story.
I think the most memorable scene to shoot was scene 13, 14. It's the scene with AJ and his mom have this heart-to-heart about what it means to be Filipino. That probably took like the longest to shoot, even though it didn't look like much because we only did one setting. It was in my kitchen. It's one of the few serious moments where you really get to dive into the theme and the message. And I wanted to make sure that it would resonate with the audience.
This was like the most pivotal part of the movie, so I was really nervous and scared going into it. It was really rewarding to hear from other people at the end of the film saying how they really enjoyed that scene a lot, saying that it was their favorite part of the film.
After watching the finished cut, the scene that hit me the hardest was actually the very last scene, specifically where me and Matt had to pretend kiss.
Just getting that kiss right was the most challenging thing. We weren't doing a real kiss, so we needed to make sure it looked like a real kiss, and we had to go over that a billion times. But even though that was pretty challenging, it was definitely one of the most memorable scenes that really paid off during Culture Night.
I was behind the stage and I was just watching it from the curtain, and I'm just like, this is it. This is the finale. This is what all these hours, all this hard work goes into. This is where it ends. And I was hearing the audience reaction to Bruno Mars' Risk It All was playing, and then they all start slow dancing, and then everyone's like, ooh, oh my gosh. And then once it hit to the kiss, and then the hug, and then the swaying, and then the title card, everyone was just clapping and cheering. And then I literally turned away as soon as the title card went on. I was so emotional in the moment. It was a really surreal experience, seeing hundreds of people cry, laugh, cheer, scream at a movie that you made. It was really rewarding, and all those feelings came together at me at that moment.
I wanted them to have a great time. I wanted them to laugh at every second of the film, but I also wanted them to just take away the overall message that it doesn't matter where you come from or how you grew up. If you have ties to the Philippines, whether that be through family or through your community, you are Filipino, and your identity can't be taken away from you. And so hopefully by the end of the movie, they were able to gather that.
That experience of being a child of immigrant parents is something that I knew that everyone in the room understood. And we all understand knowing just enough about both cultures, but not enough. That feeling of inadequacy, and the fact that we were all pitching together to create this film to prove that no, we all are adequate. We all are 100-100, not 50-50.
So many people have these experiences, being Filipino and whatnot. I think so many people go through these things, and some people won't ever talk about it, And so that kind of my biggest takeaway was that, I don't think anybody's alone in feeling what they feel about, their identity.
I'm really proud of my heritage. I'm really glad that I have an outlet in the Filipino Student Association where I can share my culture with other people and people who've had similar experiences.
When we were on set, we would often joke that this film was based on a true story because it related to a lot of us on set. It was often a running joke, but deep down inside, I was really happy that we're showing that there's someone on screen that doesn't know how to play basketball, doesn't know how to sing, doesn't know how to cook traditional food, but is still authentically 100% Filipino.
I could not have made this film without the people involved in it. I genuinely cannot express my gratitude enough for all the actors, the tech crew, Dylan, the organization, all of FSA, and even the people who watched it the day of FCN. Watching everyone really get invested in this project, it's just been the most rewarding thing I've had to experience. And so, yeah, I just want to say thank you so much again to everyone. Salamat sa lahat. Yeah.
All right, go.
What's up, YouTube? This is day one of FCN movie. Oh, we just wrapped day 2 of filming with 3 boba from Max. Day 3 wrapped and we got cassava cake from Cunnington. Day 4 completed and Maggie cooked the lumpia from yesterday. Day 5 wrapped and we have no food today. Day 6 wrapped and we learned about the similarity attraction effect. Woo! Day 7 and they got food. Yeah! Day 8 wrapped. Day 9 wrapped at my house. Day 10 wrapped in my house.
Day 11 wrapped. Hey, look, FSA affiliated here, but you can't come. I'm media director. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, welcome in.
Day 12 wrapped and Matt peed his pants. Day 13 and the FCN movie is wrapped.